Well, we might be allocating more funding if people knew what it's for. So what exactly is a space development program for? I mean, what's in it for the Filipinos?
Okay, when you talk about Philippine Space Program, normally ang unang the first thing that comes to
rocket
mind
ship.
is sending people to space. But what we are more concerned about is bringing the benefits of space technology and applications to the Philippines. So this can come in various forms, and this is outlined well within our Philippine Space Development and Utilization Policy, which is also in the bill. So we identified 6 key development areas, namely national security and development, hazard management and climate studies, space research and development, space industry capacity building, space education and awareness, and international cooperation. So it's more about bringing benefits to every Filipino, bringing the benefits of space technology to every Filipino in the country.
The law was submitted to Malacanang on about a month ago.
It was, the bicameral report was ratified by Congress and Senate in June 4, but it was transmitted only to Malacanang last July 9.
And it will lapse into law around August 8.
30 days,
Now,
yes.
what will it do in case once it becomes law? What will it do that we cannot achieve at this point? I mean, maybe you can give us solid examples. I mean, will it help us if we develop our space program? Will it mean a faster internet, for example? I mean, what are the practical uses for people?
Bring us from Cubao to Makati in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes,
Well, in terms of applications or what benefits that we can get, communications is one of them. So having satellite capability for broadband connectivity through satellites. And this is very important, probably not in urban areas like Metro Manila, but connecting the rest of the country to the remote islands, to the remote locations in the country, what we call the last mile connectivity. So we now have the free Wi-Fi, and part of the operations of the Free Wi-Fi Act is utilizing satellite technology for on the far-flung areas. So that's one of the biggest applications on the communication side. When you talk about imagery, of course, we have access to imageries right now, but in the long run, what we want to have is what we call a sovereign satellite, something that we call on our own, on an operational level. And of course, we have Diwata 1 and 2, and these are satellites that have helped us in terms of getting to that capability. So it's a step-by-step process. It's not something that will happen overnight, but over time.
Will it improve our weather forecasting, for example? I mean, will it be able to see signs of drought or improve forecasting of rainfall?
In fact, there's a project by Dr. Gay Perez on drought, and which is very useful for agricultural applications. And she has, in fact, won an ASEAN Science Award for that one. So. Yeah, so there are many practical uses of satellite images. And if I may add, during the Naga Cebu landslide, we were fairly instrumental in providing rescue workers on the ground on where to locate the possible survivors when the landslide occurred.
How do you do that?
So through satellite images, we had pictures prior to the actual event. And we located the houses, and when the landslide occurred, we plotted it, or we overlaid it, then we knew where
the houses were before the landslide.
So the guesswork on where to dig was taken away from the equation. And the feedback was, although this is unofficial, there were 6 people I heard that were saved. And this was a fairly quick rescue operation.